Hello and welcome to the Red Devils Africa, the African-based Manchester United fan channel for you, the fan. Dun dun. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I know, saucy intro. I'm saucy. This is a very saucy intro. Today on the RDA, we talk news. Manchester United news, of course. And after what's been a very difficult period, very difficult week specifically at Manchester United. Yes, I know we won midweek in the Champions League with an amazing last-minute goal from Cristiano Ronaldo, which was awesome to experience, but I think we Manchester United fans are smart enough to realize that that was just paving over the cracks. And there's some serious problems at the club at the moment. There's serious problems how we play, and it just needs to improve. And aside all of that, we have us losing to Aston Villa a few weeks ago, or a week ago, and we have the draw to Everton. So it's not good. It's not good to be a Manchester United fan right now, and more specifically, it's not good to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the moment. And he won't be the main focus today, but we will talk about him because even the news bashes Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, But our primary focus today will be news, what is being reported about Manchester United. And we have news today about Rashford's injury or Rashford coming back. We have transfer news about Donny van de Beek. We have comments from Gary Neville about Ronaldo storming off the pitch after the Everton game. But we will start off with what's in the title, what's in the thumbnail, which is Gareth Southgate to Manchester United. Gareth Southgate to Manchester United. And the headline reads, Manchester United's interest in Gareth Southgate as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fights to improve the situation at Manchester United. And this is being reported by The Express. And I'll just start off by saying, I rather have two Solskjaers. I rather have two Ole Gunnar Solskjaers than have Gareth Southgate. Oh my freaking word. No. I do not want Gareth Southgate at Manchester United because it's the same thing. It's the same thing, He's just Ole on steroids. That's what he is. This man at the Euros had, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can say, oh, I don't have a DM, That's the main excuse right now. I don't have a DM. So there's an argument for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Even if it doesn't really hold weight, there's an argument. There's no excuse for Gareth Southgate, specifically at the Euros. He had the best team in the competition, and he just didn't use it, And that's our biggest worry as Manchester United fans. We feel like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does not use the squad effectively enough. So why the heck would we now bring in a super Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I just don't see this happening. I don't think the story is true. I really don't. I think Mans is just trying to put together a story, Mans is trying to get the clicks here. But it's news, so we will talk about it. And even in the way they're reporting it, it's like, it's going down at Old Trafford right now. So Manchester United might go back in their interest for Southgate, It's just people just trying to put together a story, trying to get clicks. But I would cry. I would literally cry if this happened, I do not want Gareth Southgate anywhere near Old Trafford. If we get a manager, it has to be someone, if we get a new manager, it has to be someone who identifies with what we want, A big problem at Manchester United has been a lack of identity, In terms of the finances, yeah, we're good. We can do the things. But in terms of the football, it's been a lack of identity. And we've got a technical director now in John Murta and Fletcher, whatever he's doing. But I still worry about what power they actually have. But, we live in hope, and we hope that they can, implement an identity. And the first thing that needs to happen in implementing an identity, it needs to be in terms of the type of manager you want. We want a manager who we know is going to come to this club and playing fast, fluid, attacking football. That's what we want. And Gareth Southgate is the opposite of that. Man's parking the bus with Sterling, Sancho, Rashford, Kane. So we don't want that, That's the problem with Solskjaer. So yeah, I'm just going to dismiss the story. I'm not going to even waste your time on it because this story is just a clickbait. And yeah, but we report it because it's news, We talk about all news, That's what the show is about. And moral of the story is, I don't want Southgate at United. I don't see it happening under any circumstance. I just don't think he has the CV for it. That's insane to say considering he's the manager of England, but I just don't think he has the CV for it. I don't know what this guy did before England. I don't think it's glamorous. And I don't think he's pulled out some trees. He's pulled up trees at England. So no. But we move on. And next story, very interesting. It's comments from Gary Neville. Gary Neville talking about Ronaldo's reaction after the Everton game. If you guys didn't notice it, after we drew the game, Ronaldo didn't swap shirts, Ronaldo didn't shake hands. Man just went straight down the pitch, or just went straight down the tunnel, and he wasn't interested. And Gary Neville, okay, I'll read the headline to you first. It reads that Gary Neville says Ole Gunnar Solskjaer must have a word with Cristiano Ronaldo about his reaction after the game against Everton. And he's basically saying here that he didn't like it, He didn't like the action. That's how he put it. He didn't like how he stormed off. And his reasoning is, the manager's already under pressure. So by doing this, being Cristiano Ronaldo, you're just piling more pressure on the manager. So you can't do that. You can't do that. And I just call hypocrisy. I just call hypocrisy right here. Which is a shame, because Gary Neville is usually the good one. He's usually the one who speaks a little bit of sense when it comes to these ex-legends who are on the telly, because they speak a whole lot of nonsense. But he's usually the good one. And he didn't like it. And I call hypocrisy. And why I call hypocrisy? Because all these legends are always going on about, after you lose a game, you can't be swapping shirts. You can't be smiling. You just to go down the tunnel. These players have lost it, We would never do that. Roy Keane loves this one. And Ronaldo's doing exactly that. We drew a game. We're not happy. He's showing that this is not what we want. It's not what we stand for. It's not what we accept. So he's going straight down the tunnel. But in this situation, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is on the line, and it made Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looks bad, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Gary Neville are mates. Now he's backing his mate, he's saying Ronaldo mustn't do it. And Ronaldo must do it. Ronaldo must do it. And there'll be some fans who say, support the club. How can you accept such behavior? He even said a point when he tried to validate what he was saying. He's like, if you're going to do that, do it in the dressing room. I disagree, honestly. I feel like it has to be shown from the minute the whistle is blown that we're not happy with what's going on. And if he's showing that we're not happy with the manager, great, because we're not happy with the manager. We fans are frustrated, at least a bulk of us, We're frustrated about what's going on at Old Trafford. And I can imagine Cristiano Ronaldo, with his high standards, is frustrated with what's happening at Manchester United. So I completely disagree with Gary Neville. I think Ronaldo should do it. And I think there's a big problem at Manchester United, Why? The focus for Gary Neville should be why is Ronaldo doing this, Let's not paper the cracks. Let's not ignore the issue, Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer good enough? And he's not. And he's not talking about that. And if you don't want to go to that extent, at least expose him, At least say it's not good enough and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to make a difference. Maybe they'll put pressure on him, And that's what I hate about these months, Because when Mourinho was doing bad, they were all out. They were all out saying, sack Mourinho, it's not the United way. Ole's doing that because it's Ole and he's their mate. It's cool, I think in the same time he said this, what's his name again? He was with Rio Ferdinand or something like that. And he was also saying, he doesn't like how on social media the fans are going on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and give him time. No! This guy was the biggest advocate for getting rid of Mourinho. Now, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, give him time. We've given him time. It's been more than enough time. And something needs to happen. Maybe it's too early to fire a manager. I can take that point. But some sort of accountability has to be held by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So, yeah. I do not accept these quotes. I think they're very hypocritical. And this was reported by The Mirror. I forgot to mention that. This is reported by The Mirror. And, no. It's reported by The Independent. Wow. It's reported by The Independent. The next story is reported by The Mirror. This is reported by The Independent. And, yeah, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating that legends, would rather back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer than back what we call the United way, That should be in that DNA, That should be what they back through and through. So, yeah, hypocrisy. We move on to a story about Donny van de Beek, Donny van de Beek. We're just tired of talking. I'm just tired of talking about this. And this story is from The Mirror, and it reads, Donny van de Beek's agent working hard as United find buyer for Dutchman, And according to this, they are referencing an Italian outlet. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, so I apologize. And what they're saying here is basically that Donny van de Beek's agent has been looking for a club that Donny van de Beek can move to in January. And apparently, according to the Mirror, referencing this Italian outlet, which I will not try to pronounce, they're basically saying that the interested clubs at the moment are looking to be Juventus, Inter Milan, and apparently there's been an interest in the past from AC Milan. So they're just throwing him in, saying that they could come back to the table. And yeah, they go on to say that De Ligt could help get the move over the line for Juventus. I don't believe that one sec, because I also know that De Ligt is also looking to move away from Juventus. So I don't think he'd be trying to bring, or at least that's what I've read from reports. De Ligt's trying to move away from Juventus. So I don't think while him wanting to leave, he'd try to bring his mate to the club he doesn't want to be at. I just don't see that. And yeah, no, his agent's been looking for a club, and they basically want Donny out of the club in January. Of course, this is just reports, don't take it for gospel. But interesting, very interesting. And for me, I love Donny. I think Donny can be brilliant for this club. But I just think for Donny and his career, and he made a big mistake coming to the club. Barcelona was interested, he should have gone to Barcelona. Yes, Barcelona in the mud, but I think he would have been more of an important figure there, which I think he'd prefer. So now he wants to get out. He wanted to leave in the summer. We held him back, only not to play him. So I can imagine he's just had it with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this club. So yeah, I back it. The man must leave. It sucks for us fans because we want him to play, and hopefully a new manager will come in before he leaves. And I am 1,000% sure he's going to start because he's that good, and everything else we have is shite. So it's a yikes. But for his career, I think Donny should just leave, honestly, because it's just not happened. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is just not interested. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is too rigid. What was it? Yesterday, I was watching Liverpool with Man City in great envy. I just envy them, and it's sad to say that because these people want to be us. That's what they want. They want to be us at our prime, and we're envying them. It's not right. And I was watching Pep play Grealish false nine. It didn't really work out, but I was thinking to myself, wow, a manager who tries things, at least give the man game time. You can't just not give him game time and just be like, oh, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So that's a whole lot of rubbish. And they're also saying in this article that apparently Donny van de Beek only had 4 starts last season in the Premier League for Manchester United, and only 6 minutes he's played in the Premier League this season. That just says it all. This guy had good performances in the Carabao Cup and doesn't get a start. What more can he do? You perform well in the trophy that is not the league to try to get into the league squad, and you just even thought about. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is clearly not into Donny van de Beek, and Donny van de Beek has to do what's best for his career. As much as it hurts for us fans, Donny needs to do what's best for his career and just leave this club. It is what it is. And it's a shame. And finally, we've got Marcus Rashford, the golden boy, Marcus Rashford. Man is coming back. This is from Manchester Evening News, and it's just an update on Marcus Rashford's injury. And apparently, he was given the green lights on this past Friday to train, to do a full training session with the lads on Friday. And yeah, Marcus Rashford is coming back. Apparently, he's ahead of schedule after his surgery for his shoulder, or his operation, his operation for his shoulder injury, and which is something I'm happy about because I wasn't sure that he'd actually gone through with the operation. I thought maybe we rushed him, but reading from this, it seems like he has gone through with the operation. And yeah, he was given the green light to return. It was last Friday to Carrington training, and of course they say that the Everton game came too soon, but it looks like he will definitely be back for for after the international break, which is amazing. No matter what you can say about Marcus Rashford, this man is a good player. This man's gonna get 20 goals for us. This man's gonna link up with Ronaldo. Hopefully he can help, as crazy as it sounds, because he's not really a creator and a system, but hopefully he can help get the best out of Ronaldo. That sounds crazy because he's already scoring 5 goals, but hopefully he can help get the ball to Ronaldo more, which is what we're lacking. And hopefully he can evolve as a player. And even besides that, he's going to get 20 goals. He's a brilliant player. So I'm happy to have Rashford back. But I think the big question is, does Rashford deserve to just be thrown into the team? You know, does Sancho not deserve to get more of a chance? Because one, he's been here, he's been playing, he's fit, he's ready, he's raring to go, and he had to put in a decent performance on thingy, on the weekend. On top of that, Tony scored. Tony scored, and what I realized with Tony playing, it seemed like with a bit of more balance. You know, he's not very selfish, if you want to put it like that. You know, sometimes you take on mans because he knows he can take them on, he can beat them, and that's great. But he's also willing to put the pass, you know? He's also willing to create for other people. So I saw a sense of balance in that. And on top of that, I kind of feel like he's got to go. He's got to go. So because of that, he deserves to be given more of a chance, you know? Tony's a brilliant player, you know? I would argue maybe even better than Marcus Rashford, you know, maybe even better. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You can leave in the comment section and tell me what you think. Do you think Marcus Rashford should just be thrown in the fire, be thrown in the team because he deserves it for what he's offered us? Or, you know, is no one above Manchester United? Should whoever's on form just start, you know? And yeah, it also goes on to what Ole does, or what he did in the weekend, rotating everyone in the front line but leaving McFred, you know? It's favoritism at this club. It's glaring, you know, it's obvious. And Ole favors specific players. And Rashford's one of them. We know this, you know? And I think he's going to be thrown back in. I think he's going to be thrown back in, and it's very unfair. It really is. It's unfair to Tony, who's been chowing bench, you know, for people like Lingard. Lingard's also in that favorite category, to be honest, you know? And I think he doesn't rotate enough. On the weekend, as much as we drew, I was, before the game, I was giving him benefit of the doubt because I was thinking, okay, man, he's rotating for once, you know? As much as he had left McFred on the pitch, which sucked, I was like, no, he's rotating. Let's give him benefit of the doubt. But he needs to do more of that. He needs to spread it evenly, you know? And it's not fair that Rashford would just get thrown back in. So personally, I wouldn't. I would ease him in. I would play. At the moment, I'd play Tony on the left. Honestly, it sounds crazy, but I'd play Tony on the left because he scored a goal, he looked good, and I'd move Sancho to the right because that's what we bought him for, and that's where he excels. So yeah, that's what I would do. And you can tell me in the comment section what you would do. But yeah, that's really the news for you, Manchester United news. And yeah, I'll be doing more of these shows. And just stick around, you know, like and subscribe if you like the content. And yeah, I'll check you next time.